were you on 2 weeks ago when that guy was insisting that Deputy Richardson was a woman?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that was a fun one. At one point he said, I know it was a woman that gave me my ticket, so unless this deputy was wearing women's clothes on that day. And I said, oh, he was wearing women's clothes. And the guy said, what? I said, well, the uniform for a female deputy and the male deputy are the same.
Right.
So on that day, he definitely was wearing a uniform of a female Washtenaw County Sheriff's deputy. That guy filed an appeal.
Well, of course he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he always stops at the stop sign.
Oh,
always.
The video.
The video. Yeah, the video. He like barely even slows down, but he said that wasn't true. So. All right. Well, that was, yeah, there we go.
Exciting.
He was dressed like a woman. This was a woman.
Well, all of the sheriff's department deputies wear the same uniform. So you're right. Deputy Richardson was dressed like a female sheriff's deputy on that day. That's true.
He was?
Sure. They all wear the same uniform.
I see a stop sign.
Now watch the stop sign. This is your vehicle approaching. And driving right through.
That doesn't show me stopping. Okay.
Right.
It doesn't show. It stopped. I stopped. Richardson is a male. This woman was a female. So there's some kind of question about that. So go ahead. I'll appeal it.
All righty. Thank you.
Oh, shame on you for wearing a woman's uniform.
I've been told my voice is sometimes feminine. It's okay.
How did he not see your mustache?
It was dark. I don't know.
Case number 22W001290, York Township versus Brian Talaski.
Victor Lilick for York Township, Your Honor.
It looks like he's having some audio issues. He's been trying to connect for a little while, so I will pass this. Maybe he'll figure that out. Is Talaski a hearing?
No, Your Honor. Well, I don't know, Your Honor. If he's present, my officer's present. I'd like to talk to the guy if I could.
We can put Mr. Lilich, Deputy Richardson, and Mr. Talaski into a breakout room together. Mr. Talaski, we're putting you in a breakout room with the prosecutor and the officer. Oh, there he goes. So it looks like we're just waiting for Mr. Talaski to come back in.
And let me explain, Your Honor. Thank you for the breakout room with Mr. Talaski. He was non-responsive in the breakout room. He was muted the entire time. I tried to talk to him, didn't get any responses back.
Mr. Talaski, can you unmute your phone, please? You press *6. Mr. Talaski, can you hear us?
Is he back out of the?
His number ends in 3. Mr. Talaski, can you hear us? Mr. Talaski, can you hear us? He's unmuted, so I'm not really sure what the issue is.
I don't know either, Your Honor. I did try to talk to him while we were in the breakout room. I made an offer and explained to him that if we can't get it resolved today, if we have to have an in-person hearing, that offer would not be on the table. So I don't know. I don't know what else to do, Your Honor.
Perhaps you can try calling him to that number.
Well, I suppose I could.
So I'm going to have to adjourn this. I don't know what's going on with his audio.
Is that his number right there?
It is his number.
To Your Honor, I have hearings at 1 o'clock also.
He's done.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to call him.
Okay, so I'm going to adjourn his case to August 2nd, 2022 at 11 a.m. and we will send him notice.
Well, Your Honor, I mean, the officer's here. He has to be back here for a 1 o'clock hearing. He's scheduled for. Actually, I have those cases resolved, but if I can get him to come back at 1 o'clock, we can take.
If he can get his audio to work, sure, I'm happy to call it.
All right.
We're going to be in recess until 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
I don't remember what day. We sent it for the 27th, didn't we? Mr. Tulaski, can you press *6?
Hello?
Mr. Tulaski, we adjourned your case to July 27th at 9 a.m. and that's going to be in person at the 14A4 District Court.
Okay, wait a minute, 27 July. And,
at 9 a.m.
Okay, July. And that's in Saline. Go ahead. Hello?
In Saline
Hello?
at 9 a.m.
Is that in Saline? Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, real fine. I'll be there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
I don't know. Case number 22W001290. This is York Township versus Brian Tulaski.
Morning, Your Honor. Good to Willie on behalf of York Township. We're here for a formal hearing. Mr. Tulaski is present.
Sir, can you step forward and say your name? Scott.
Brian Tulaski, ma'am.
And who are you, sir?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, thank you.
I'm hard of hearing too. I don't have hearing aids, so.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And what are we doing today?
Well, unfortunately, we have not been able to resolve this case, Your Honor. Probably going to happen.
Okay, we could do that right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're standing.
You can have a seat at the table, sir.
This is a stop sign violation.
Could you speak in the microphone so that way we can make sure that he can hear you a little better?
All right. This is a stop sign violation that occurred on 3/15 this year, about 9 o'clock, 9:12 in the evening. The officer was there. His video was running. We have video of the incident. We're ready to proceed at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Tulaski, would you like to make an opening statement?
Yes, ma'am. On that day coming through, I had just changed my direction how I was going to go back to Monroe. I was going down to Carpenter through this interchange, down to Willow, and then go east. I had been going down Willis to Whitaker and then going east. So I was, I had to watch, make sure. I hadn't been through there for several weeks. So I had to be very careful. There were no traffic, what was going on, anything new in there. What I noted in this photo that the officer presented, there's a store there, or not a store, a garage. Somebody would do repairs. And when I came through there was a big pickup truck, and there was a foreign car parked next to that island. And that would be, you couldn't see the stop sign. So, and for weeks that sat there. And when I finally saw people there, I stopped and told them about the incident and asked them to put a no trespassing sign, but then they cleared it all out. So it's all clear. This is the picture they had. They started to repair vehicles, and so when the officer stopped me, and it was a woman stopped me, I told her I believed I stopped because there was no traffic, 9 o'clock at night, out in the boondocks. So I stopped. As far as I'm concerned, I stopped. I went through the intersection, and they were sitting there way out of nowhere. So, okay.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Lilich, do you have any witnesses for the people?
I think, Your Honor, called Officer Jeremiah Richardson of Washington County Sheriff.
Jeremiah Richardson, Jeremiahrichardson.
Officer Richardson, where are you employed?
Washington County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been with the department?
Over 10 years.
All right. And what are your normal duties with the department?
I'm assigned to road patrol. On this date, I was assigned to York Township in Washington County, Michigan.
All right. And were you working on March 15th, 2022?
Yes.
Doing your normal duties, road patrol?
Yes.
And do you recall at some time around 9 o'clock coming into a contact with Ryan Tulaski?
Yes.
And is he in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Can you point to him and describe a little bit of what he's wearing?
Yes, he's sitting at the table right there. A blue or grayish shirt with a flag on it.
All right. Record should reflect that he's identified the respondent in this case, Your Honor.
So noted.
And can you let me just can I approach the witness with this? All right. I've handed you what we're going to call the plaintiff's exhibit 1. All right. Can you identify what that is?
Yes, it's a Google map image that I printed out this morning to provide to Mr. Tulaski. It shows the intersection of Carpenter Road and Stony Creek, which where I was sitting on March 15th.
All right. I request for submission this time, Your Honor.
Any objection or voir dire, any questions for him regarding this picture? Mr. Tulaski?
Do I have questions for him?
Regarding this photo and its admission.
Do you have any objections to the I marked it to.
So no objection to that being admitted into evidence, sir, is that correct?
Say what?
Do you have any objection to it being added into evidence?
No.
Okay. People's proposed exhibit 1 is admitted.
All right. So, Officer Richardson, where were you located when you first saw Mr. Tulaski?
I was parked stationary in the northwest corner on Carpenter and Stony Creek. In this Google image, it depicts a garage with Mr. Tulaski also referred to that parking lot. I was parked there and I was facing southbound.
All right. And is there a driveway at that garage location where you were parked?
Yes, that is north of the stop sign.
Is there a copy for the court to review?
Yeah.
Thank you. Officer, you indicated you were on Stony Creek or Carpenter?
On Carpenter Road.
Okay, thank you.
You were on Carpenter Road. And where were you? You were parked in that parking lot that was next to the garage there?
Correct.
Which direction was your vehicle pointing?
Southbound.
All right. And when you first observed Mr. Tulaski, which direction was he driving in?
Southbound.
All right. So he was southbound on Carpenter Road there?
Correct, towards Stony Creek.
All right. And then what did you observe?
I had a clear view of the intersection. I've said that at that intersection before for people disobeying the stop sign. I also sit at four-way intersections to look for impaired drivers. As he approached southbound, I observed him fail to stop at the stop sign as he continued southbound past Stony Creek.
Okay. So did you stop at the stop sign? What did you do?
I then traveled southbound after his vehicle activated the patrol vehicle emergency lights and then initiated a traffic stop.
All right. And did you have a conversation with Mr. Tulaski?
Yes, I worked by myself down in York Township. So I was the lone deputy that night. I approached his driver door and I had asked him any reason why he didn't stop for the stop sign. He stated that he thought he did. And I subsequently issued him a citation for disobeying the stop sign.
Okay. And I guess I don't have anything more except for, Your Honor, I do have video of the incident. It's on my computer. I'm not certain if I could put it up on the screen there or how you want to get it.
If we're able to just play it on the screen,
Right.
it might be easier.
Whatever works, Your Honor.
We just need the cords that connect it. And this is a video that, sir, you've seen? Mr. Tulaski, have you seen this video?
Excuse me?
Have you seen this video?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any objection with the prosecutor showing me this video?
No. Other than I never saw it before.
Okay.
Wait, have you had an opportunity to review this video?
Yes.
Today.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, by the approach or...
Well, can we lay some foundation before it's admitted?
I'm sorry?
Can we lay some foundation for its admission?
All right, Officer Richardson, is your patrol car and equipped with video?
Yes.
All right, was it equipped with video that evening?
Yes.
And was that video system operating correctly?
Yes.
And did you record the incident?
Yes.
And do you also have body cam? We don't need the body cam, so we just have the video of the car.
Could you show him so we can verify that this is the video he submitted from his police car?
I can do that. I can throw it.
Yes.
Yes, that's the video for my patrol vehicle 57.
Thank you. Any objection to admission of this video? People's proposed exhibit number 2 is admitted. Would you like me to review it right now? Counsel, I don't know how much of this video you'd like me to watch.
You don't more than just the vehicle going through the stop sign, Your Honor, I think.
This is the point where the vehicle is pulled over now.
Yes.
Okay. I did review it. Thank you.
I guess I don't have anything further.
Okay. Mr. Tulaski, it's your opportunity to cross-examine the witness. Do you have any questions? Yes.
Were you in uniform?
Yes.
Were you with anybody else?
No.
All right. Okay. The picture that you showed shows no vehicles, no obstruction. At the time when I went through, and that was the first time I'd gone through there in weeks, there was a big pickup truck, dually, and a small foreign car parked parallel to the road, adjacent to that small island. So you could not see what I had been doing from 100 feet, 20, 50 feet, 20 feet, 10 feet. And I was coming through the first time. I had to be very careful. And so I stopped when the light went blink. It was blink, goes stop, go, stop, go. I stopped and I went through at probably 10 miles per hour. And then some officer pulled me.
So, Mr. Tulaski, this is your opportunity to ask him questions. You will have an opportunity to tell your version of the story, but if you have questions for the officer, now you can ask him.
Did you notice any vehicles? Did you see me beyond, going south, any activity that I had?
Was there a clear, did I have a clear view of the intersection of the stop sign?
Yeah.
Yes, I did have a clear view. And I would also say that the video, as you're approaching southbound, it shows your headlights also reflecting upon that building. But I also have a clear view, which just the Google Maps.
You didn't see anything prior up to that stop sign because there was obstructions there. So.
I had no obstructions, sir.
Yes, there was. And for weeks they sat there until I stopped.
Is there a question?
Say what?
Is there a question for the officer?
No.
Thank you. Any further redirect?
So he's making reference to some vehicles that are parked parallel to the road. Did you see anything like that out there?
I had a clear view. I don't, at this point in time, I don't recall having any vehicles in my sitting there with me. That garage is generally probably occupied during the day, maybe a couple of times during the week. What I recall was a small little passenger car parked in the parking lot, but regardless, I have a clear view of the intersection.
There was nothing that was obstructing your vehicle's view from that intersection.
Correct.
And in fact, the video actually demonstrates that, doesn't it?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I have a question, please?
Yes. It has to be regarding what he just testified to.
Did I say anything to you? Go ahead. At the time you stopped, if you were there.
I believe you said that you thought you did stop or something.
Say what?
I believe you said that you thought you did stop, but I don't recall your exact statement.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
May this witness be excused. Thank you. Any further witnesses from the people? Mr. Tulaski, do you have any witnesses or would you like to testify?
Do I want to testify anything?
Correct. It's your opportunity to either testify or call witnesses on your behalf.
Sure.
Okay, if you could come up and be sworn by the officer.
Brian Pulaski. Go ahead.
If you could spell your name for the record, please.
Ma'am.
Can you spell your name for the record, please?
Brian Pulaski, Talaske. Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir. You can testify. You can tell us what happened.
Okay. I traveled between Whitmore Lake and Monroe because I moved to Monroe, and I was doing that every day because I was moving some furniture, and I have horses still in Whitmore Lake, and I had to go every day 50 miles one way to feed them, make sure the water's there. So So I had different routes that I was trying, and at that evening, I decided to deviate from Carpenter to Willis Road to Whitaker, and to go Carpenter Road all the way through Stony Creek to Willow Road. And this photograph here shows Stony Creek. Okay. And I hadn't been there in weeks, so I had to make sure that I was cautious, make sure that there was no traffic. And so I approached the intersection at about 100 feet, 50 feet, 20 feet, and then 20 feet, maybe 10 feet, and I stopped. There was no traffic at all between those times. And so I proceeded through the intersection about 10 miles per hour. Takes me about 100 feet to go 40 miles per hour. At this photograph that they have is a picture of a garage. And I hadn't seen anybody use the garage for months when I was going through there. And they had parked probably in line with that stop sign with a big dually truck and a foreign car. So they're in that tape, and I had never seen that tape before. So to me, I stopped before the stop sign, and there was no traffic, and I went through. And this officer pulled me over, and to me, it looked like a woman. She was dressed in a uniform. She had a woman haircut. I just cannot believe the tape that they showed me, and I have never seen it before. So as far as I'm concerned, and I told whoever was there, the woman, I believed I had stopped because that's what I do. I've been doing it for almost 8-9 months, and I stop and I go, and I think my stop was efficient, but it doesn't show on here. It doesn't show on his tape because these vehicles would block me, and so we had a hearing, and I insisted that it was a woman. I cannot believe it's somebody else. And so, my statement.
Thank you. Mr. Lilich, do you have any cross-examination?
So, by your own testimony, you went through that intersection.
Can you speak up?
I'm sorry.
Speak up a little.
Yeah, I'm sorry. By your own testimony, you actually said that you went through that intersection at 10 miles an hour. Is that right? Is that what you said?
I stopped, and then I started out at 10 miles an hour.
Stop it. Okay. And you still believe that this officer isn't the officer that stopped you. You believe it was a woman. Is that correct?
I can't believe that somebody else. Yes, sir. A little short woman, had woman haircut.
And you saw the video, right?
Say what?
You saw the video, correct? The video, you saw the video. We showed you the video, right?
Today you showed me a video. All I saw was a little bit of my vehicle going through the intersection.
Yeah, all right. But that was your vehicle, correct?
That was my vehicle.
All right. And there were no obstructions between your vehicle and that video, were there?
Say what?
There were no obstructions between the video and your vehicle. Isn't that right?
Well, once you're going through the intersection, no. But before that, there had to be an obstruction because those vehicles sat for weeks. And then when I stopped to talk to them, they moved and cleared it out because the people were standing, you know, maybe the police were using it as a point to issue tickets. Go ahead.
So you saw the video, you saw your vehicle didn't stop at the stop sign, correct? You did not stop at the stop sign.
You cannot, there does not show me stopping at that intersection, okay?
It does
All
not.
it showed, you know, if you want to parse yardage or feet, then
I think we agree. I think we agree, Mr. Tulowski. The video does not show you stopping at that intersection, correct?
It doesn't show me when I stop, okay? And that road is on an angle, so I'm closer. So I'm closer to that stop sign than would be normal, cross a normal cross section.
Right, but again, the video shows you rolling through that stop sign.
No, shows me.
Okay.
It doesn't show me stopping because there was no video of that. And then it shows me going through the stop sign.
Right.
Again,
okay.
It's the first time I've been through there, and I had to be real cautious. And there was no traffic, absolutely no traffic for 100 feet. So go ahead.
Okay, so you have to acknowledge today, though, that this was the officer that stopped you, correct? You were just mistaken about the fact that it was a woman, isn't that right?
I cannot believe that person was standing there before me. Okay.
You're mistaken about that, though, right?
Say what?
You are mistaken about that because he's here today and you see the video. You saw him in the
nobody
video.
else. I saw nobody else.
Nothing further.
Thank you. You may step down, sir. Mr. Tulowski, do you have any further witnesses?
No.
Okay. Anything further from the people?
No, Your Honor, I think the evidence is clear that the video shows him rolling through the stop sign, as he says, 10 miles an hour. He's obviously made some mistakes in his thinking about what's happened out there. Again, even today, he still isn't quite certain about, this officer stopping it. The video clearly shows, and this officer clearly testified that it was him out there on the road. It wasn't the woman. And I just think he's got a little bit of a distorted view of what happened out there. And irrespective of what he thinks about where he might have stopped, okay, the law requires that you stop at the intersection before a complete stop, before proceeding through, and the video and the testimony clearly demonstrate that he didn't do that, Sean.
Do you have a closing statement you'd like to make, Mr. Tulowski?
The video shows me going through and being stopped. It doesn't show me stopping before that stop sign because there were obstructions. Vehicles were sitting there now, and they sat there for weeks. But I told the officer, I believed I stopped because that's what I do. I come to a stop sign, I go through, and then I start thinking that I have to proceed. So, I believed I stopped, and I think I did stop, and you cannot see that on that video where I stopped. So, and to me, there was a woman there, and I don't know how somebody else appeared. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further from the people? Okay. After listening to the testimony of Officer Richardson and Mr. Tulaski, I think everyone who testified tried to testify to the best of their ability and what they remember. I think it's clear not only from Officer Richardson's testimony, but his appearance in the video, as well as he is the officer who is listed as the officer who signed the ticket in this, that he was in fact the officer who had pulled over Mr. Tulaski. Unfortunately, I'm not sure why there's some confusion about that, but nonetheless, the most important issue here today is whether or not Mr. Tulaski stopped at the stop sign. I understand that Mr. Tulaski indicates that he may have stopped at some point where there were cars that might have obstructed the officer's view of him stopping, as well as the camera's view. The law doesn't permit you to stop at any point in a road where there's a stop sign. You are to stop at the stop sign, not 500 feet before the stop sign and 1,000 feet. Stopping somewhere further northbound on that road didn't mean that you didn't have to stop at the stop sign at the intersection. In the video, I did not see an obstruction and I was able to witness Mr. Tulaski's vehicle approaching the stop sign and then driving straight through without stopping. So on that video, there is no indication that he stopped anywhere even near the stop sign. So if he had stopped at some point, I don't think that was for the stop sign, or it was too earlier to count as stopping at the intersection. Therefore, I am going to find that the people have met their burden and find Mr. Tulaski responsible. It's my understanding that Mr. Tulaski, you had posted a bond of $130, which is what this ticket was issued for. So I will apply the bond to this ticket and close the case. Thank you.